Chosen one, this about your divine assignment. Please listen. This message is not meant to rush you or overwhelm you. It is meant to orient you. When something is described as a divine assignment, it is often misunderstood as a task that suddenly appears or a role that must be performed immediately. In reality, an assignment of this nature unfolds gradually. It reveals itself through alignment, repetition, and inner readiness rather than through external pressure. For the chosen one, this moment is about recognition, not activation. What you are stepping into has already been shaping you for some time. Stay with this message until the very end, because clarity unfolds in layers. Watch fully, allow the message to settle, and write your warmest wishes in the comments, and add 144 as a symbol of alignment and focused intention. This is not about asking for something specific. It is about acknowledging readiness and allowing awareness to strengthen. Now, chosen one, press the hype button, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's start. A divine assignment does not arrive as a demand. It arrives as a sense of coherence. You may have noticed that certain paths no longer appeal to you, even if they once did. Certain distractions have lost their pull. This is not loss of interest. It is refinement. Refinement happens when direction becomes clearer internally, even before it is visible externally. The chosen one recognizes refinement as preparation. You may also feel that your tolerance for misalignment has decreased. Situations that once felt manageable now feel draining. This is not weakness. It is sensitivity increasing. Increased sensitivity allows you to detect where your energy is best placed. When energy is directed accurately, purpose becomes easier to sustain. The assignment does not require constant effort. It requires correct placement. This phase is not about being elevated above others. It is about being positioned appropriately. Positioning often happens quietly. You are not announced into it. You grow into it. Growth of this kind can feel subtle, but its effects are consistent. You may notice that your responses have become calmer, your decisions more deliberate, and your sense of direction less dependent on external validation. A divine assignment also reshapes how you relate to time. You may feel less urgency to prove progress and more patience with process. This patience is not delay. It is timing awareness. Timing awareness ensures that what unfolds does so sustainably. The chosen one understands that premature action can dilute impact. You may also recognize that your sense of responsibility has shifted. You are less concerned with fixing everything and more attentive to what is actually yours to carry. This distinction matters. Carrying what is not yours creates exhaustion. Carrying what aligns with your assignment creates steadiness. Steadiness allows endurance. This moment is not asking you to take on something new immediately. It is asking you to notice what has already changed within you. The assignment has been informing your choices, your boundaries, and your focus long before it needed to be named. Naming it now is not the beginning. It is confirmation. This first part is about awareness. Awareness of alignment, awareness of refinement, and awareness of readiness that has been developing quietly. From here, the message will continue to unfold, guiding you deeper into understanding what your assignment actually requires, how it expresses itself through consistency rather than urgency, and why listening now allows clarity to strengthen before action is ever necessary. As this understanding deepens, the chosen one may begin to recognize that a divine assignment is less about doing and more about being. It is not something you switch on at a specific moment. It is something that expresses itself through how you show up consistently. The way you listen, the way you respond, the way you choose restraint over reaction. These are not random traits. They are signals of alignment taking form. In this phase, you may notice that your sense of direction feels quieter but more certain. You are not constantly questioning your next move or seeking reassurance. You trust your internal orientation. This trust does not come from having all the answers. It comes from knowing that you can adjust as clarity unfolds. The chosen one understands that adaptability is part of assignment, not a deviation from it. You may also become aware that your standards have shifted. You are less willing to compromise alignment for convenience. This does not make you rigid. It makes you precise. Precision ensures that your energy is used where it has impact rather than where it is merely consumed. A divine assignment is sustained by precision, not excess effort. There is often a refinement in how you engage with others during this stage. You listen more and explain less. You observe patterns without needing to comment on them. This observational capacity allows you to respond wisely rather than impulsively. Wisdom develops in silence before it expresses itself in action. You may feel that certain roles you once played no longer fit. This is not rejection. It is evolution. As alignment strengthens, outdated roles naturally fall away. The chosen one does not cling to what no longer supports purpose. Release happens without conflict when clarity is present. This phase can also bring an increased sense of responsibility that feels balanced rather than heavy. You are aware that what you carry matters, but you are not overwhelmed by it. Responsibility aligns with capacity. When responsibility exceeds capacity, burnout follows. When responsibility matches capacity, endurance forms. You may notice that your relationship with recognition has changed. You are less concerned with being seen and more concerned with being effective. Effectiveness does not always attract attention immediately. It creates consistency. Consistency builds trust over time. The chosen one values trust because it supports long-term impact. There is also a shift in how you perceive challenges. Challenges no longer feel like obstacles to your assignment. They feel like part of its refinement. Each challenge clarifies boundaries, strengthens discernment, and reinforces patience. This perspective prevents discouragement and sustains engagement. As this second part unfolds, allow yourself to notice where effort feels lighter and where resistance has decreased. These are indicators of alignment. Alignment does not remove difficulty, but it removes confusion about direction. This phase emphasizes embodiment over activation, precision over urgency, and trust over certainty. From here, the message will continue to unfold, guiding you further into how your assignment expresses itself through consistency, how alignment shapes responsibility, and why readiness continues to deepen even when nothing dramatic appears to be happening. As this clarity continues to expand, the chosen one may begin to recognize that your divine assignment does not separate you from ordinary life. It integrates into it. There is often an expectation that an assignment of this nature will feel dramatic or distinct, but what actually marks its presence is how seamlessly it aligns with your daily rhythm. The assignment does not interrupt your life. It informs it. In this phase, you may notice that your intuition has become more reliable. Decisions feel less forced. You are not weighing every option heavily or seeking confirmation at every turn. Instead, you sense what aligns and what does not with increasing accuracy. This accuracy is not sudden. It is the result of attention cultivated over time. The chosen one understands that intuition sharpens through consistency, not urgency. You may also feel that your patience has deepened. Not patience as endurance, but patience as trust in unfolding. You are no longer rushing outcomes to validate your purpose. You allow meaning to reveal itself through sequence. This patience protects the integrity of your assignment. Integrity ensures that impact remains clean and sustainable. There is often a subtle shift in how you hold responsibility during this stage. You are less inclined to take on what does not belong to you. You recognize where your influence is effective and where it is not required. This discernment prevents diffusion of energy. A divine assignment thrives when focus is protected. You may notice that your emotional responses feel more contained. You are not suppressing feeling, but you are no longer governed by it. Emotion informs but does not dictate. This balance allows you to remain present and responsive without being reactive. The chosen one recognizes emotional regulation as a sign of readiness rather than detachment. This phase can also reveal how much your internal authority has strengthened. You are not seeking permission to honor your boundaries or follow your sense of direction. You respect your own signals. This self-respect keeps alignment intact, even when external conditions fluctuate. You may sense that your communication has become more intentional. You speak when clarity is present and remain silent when it is not. Silence is no longer uncomfortable. It is functional. It allows understanding to mature without distortion. The chosen one values silence because it preserves coherence. There is also a refinement in how you perceive impact. Impact is no longer measured by immediate result or visible acknowledgement. It is measured by continuity. Are things holding? Are they improving steadily? This long-view perspective prevents disappointment and sustains motivation. As this third part unfolds, you may realize that nothing about your assignment requires performance. It requires presence. Presence allows your actions to remain aligned even when circumstances change. What you carry expresses itself through how you move, not how you announce. This phase emphasizes integration over separation, intuition over analysis, and continuity over intensity. From here, the message will continue to unfold, guiding you deeper into how your assignment operates quietly through daily choices, how patience protects purpose, and why alignment becomes more evident as life continues without interruption. As this awareness continues to settle, the chosen one may begin to notice that your divine assignment carries a sense of steadiness rather than urgency. There is no internal pressure to accelerate or prove anything. Instead, there is a growing confidence in allowing things to unfold at a pace that matches capacity. This steadiness is not passive. It is deliberate. It ensures that what you build endures rather than exhausts you. In this phase, you may recognize that your discernment has become more refined. You are quicker to sense when something aligns and when it does not, without needing extensive justification. This discernment protects your time and energy. It allows you to remain available for what truly matters, while declining what would dilute focus. The chosen one understands that saying no is often as important as saying yes. You may also feel a deeper respect for structure. Structure does not feel restrictive now. It feels supportive. Routine, boundaries, and consistency provide a framework within which your assignment can express itself clearly. Without structure, even meaningful purpose can become scattered. With structure, intention gains direction. Emotionally, this stage brings a sense of calm authority. You are not asserting control over situations or people. You are simply grounded in your own position. This grounding allows you to respond without defensiveness and act without hesitation. Calm authority does not need to announce itself. It is recognized through consistency. You may notice that your tolerance for distraction has diminished. You are less inclined to engage in unnecessary conflict, comparison, or speculation. This is not withdrawal. It is focus maturing. As focus matures, clarity strengthens. Clarity supports effective movement even in complex environments. This phase can also highlight how your relationship with effort has matured. You are no longer equating effort with struggle. You understand that effort can be smooth, rhythmic, and sustainable. When effort aligns with assignment, it does not drain you. It stabilizes you. You may sense that your internal guidance feels clearer during moments of stillness. You are not seeking signs or constant affirmation. You trust the direction that emerges quietly. This trust allows you to move without second-guessing. The chosen one recognizes that over-verification can interrupt flow. There is also a growing sense that your assignment does not isolate you from others. It clarifies how you relate to them. You engage more selectively, listen more attentively, and respond more thoughtfully. These shifts create healthier exchanges without requiring explanation. As this fourth part unfolds, allow yourself to honor the steadiness you are experiencing. It is not stagnation. It is consolidation. Consolidation strengthens foundation and prepares you for sustained contribution. This phase emphasizes discernment, structure, and calm authority. From here, the message will continue to unfold, guiding you further into how steadiness supports purpose, how boundaries protect clarity, and why your assignment expresses itself most clearly through consistency rather than urgency. As this understanding continues to deepen, the chosen one may begin to recognize that your divine assignment is sustained through restraint as much as through action. There is wisdom in knowing when not to move. This restraint is not hesitation. It is discernment in practice. You are not delaying progress. You are ensuring that movement remains accurate. Accuracy preserves energy and prevents unnecessary correction later. In this phase, you may notice that your confidence feels less reactive. You are not energized by urgency or challenged by doubt. Confidence now appears as consistency. You show up the same way regardless of circumstance. This consistency builds reliability, both internally and externally. The chosen one understands that reliability is one of the strongest signals of readiness. You may also feel a growing ease in holding responsibility. What once felt heavy now feels appropriate. You are not over-identifying with outcomes, nor are you avoiding accountability. You engage fully while remaining grounded. This balanced engagement allows you to carry responsibility without strain. When responsibility aligns with capacity, it strengthens rather than exhausts. There is often a shift in how you relate to recognition during this stage. You are less interested in being acknowledged and more focused on whether your actions are aligned. Alignment becomes its own confirmation. This internal confirmation reduces dependence on external feedback and keeps motivation steady over time. Emotionally, this phase supports resilience. You are less affected by fluctuation in results or responses. Setbacks do not destabilize you, and progress does not inflate you. You remain centered. This emotional balance protects clarity and supports sound judgment. The chosen one recognizes that emotional regulation is essential for sustained contribution. You may notice that your patience has evolved into tolerance for complexity. You can hold unresolved elements without frustration. You allow solutions to emerge through engagement rather than force. This tolerance keeps you adaptable and prevents rigidity. Adaptability ensures that your assignment remains responsive to real conditions rather than fixed expectations. There is also a refinement in how you measure effectiveness. You are no longer focused solely on visible outcomes. You pay attention to continuity, coherence, and stability. These indicators reflect long-term impact more accurately than immediate results. The chosen one values long-term integrity over short-term validation. As this fifth part unfolds, allow yourself to remain attentive to what feels sustainable. Sustainability is not a limitation. It is a signal that alignment is present. What aligns tends to endure. This phase emphasizes restraint, consistency, and emotional resilience. From here, the message will continue to unfold, guiding you further into how sustainability protects purpose, how responsibility becomes steadier when aligned, and why your assignment continues to express itself quietly through reliability rather than intensity. As this final part settles, the chosen one may begin to sense that your divine assignment no longer feels like something ahead of you. It feels present, not in the form of obligation but in the form of alignment that is already active. You are not preparing to step into it, you are operating from it. This realization brings calm rather than excitement, because it confirms that nothing essential is missing. In this stage, your relationship with effort becomes even more refined. You are no longer measuring your contribution by intensity or output. You understand that effectiveness is often quiet and cumulative. Small, consistent actions carry more weight than dramatic gestures. The chosen one recognizes that durability is built through repetition, not display. You may notice that your internal authority feels settled. You do not need to assert your role or defend your position. You know where you stand. This certainty allows you to remain flexible without losing direction. Flexibility grounded in certainty prevents fragmentation. When direction is secure, adaptation becomes strength rather than compromise. Emotionally, there is a sense of completeness without finality. You are not arriving at a conclusion. You are stabilizing within a role that continues to unfold. This emotional steadiness allows you to engage with what comes next without anticipation or resistance. The chosen one understands that emotional neutrality is often a sign of readiness fully integrated. You may also sense that your attention has shifted toward maintenance rather than initiation. You value what sustains momentum: clarity, rest, structure, and boundaries. These elements are no longer secondary. They are central. Maintenance preserves alignment and prevents erosion over time. The chosen one values maintenance because it protects what has been built. There is also a deeper trust in your own pacing. You are not comparing your progress to others or to imagined timelines. You move when clarity indicates movement, and pause when consolidation is needed. This pacing ensures longevity. Longevity allows purpose to mature without burnout. You may notice that your communication continues to simplify. You say less, but what you say carries weight. You act without explanation when explanation is unnecessary. This simplicity reflects confidence and reduces friction. The chosen one understands that clarity does not require excess language. As this sequence completes, there is nothing left to activate or initiate. What needed to align has aligned. What needed to settle has settled. You are no longer interpreting your assignment. You are living it through consistency, discernment, and presence. There is nothing here to accelerate and nothing to restrain. Movement continues at a pace that matches capacity. What unfolds next will do so in response to clarity rather than urgency. And from this place of quiet stability, the chosen one continues forward, grounded, self-directed, and attentive, aware that your divine assignment is not a future event or a dramatic calling, but a sustained alignment already shaping how you move, choose, and contribute day by day, without pressure, confusion, or need for validation. As this final reflection unfolds, the chosen one may begin to recognize that the most defining feature of your divine assignment is not visibility, but continuity. It does not require constant acknowledgement to remain valid. It remains active through steadiness, repetition, and integrity. What you are carrying now does not fluctuate with attention or circumstance. It holds its shape because it is rooted in alignment rather than reaction. In this stage, you may notice that your sense of purpose feels settled rather than driven. You are not propelled by urgency or fear of falling behind. You are guided by coherence. Coherence ensures that your actions, values, and boundaries remain consistent even as situations change. The chosen one understands that coherence is what allows purpose to endure without strain. You may also observe that your confidence no longer seeks expression through explanation. You are not trying to convince others of your direction or justify your choices. You allow results, consistency, and presence to speak. This restraint preserves energy and prevents unnecessary engagement. When confidence is embodied, it does not require narration. Emotionally, there is a calm completeness. Not closure, but wholeness. Nothing feels unfinished or unresolved. You are not anticipating a moment that will confirm readiness. Readiness has already been confirmed through how naturally you are moving. This emotional completeness supports resilience and keeps your center intact. You may sense that your relationship with challenge has matured further. Challenges no longer feel like interruptions to purpose. They feel like conditions within which purpose continues. This perspective removes resistance and allows adjustment without loss of direction. The chosen one recognizes adaptability as a form of fidelity to assignment. There is also a deepening respect for simplicity. You are less interested in complexity for its own sake, and more attentive to what sustains clarity. Simplicity keeps focus clean and effort efficient. When simplicity guides action, consistency becomes easier to maintain. You may find that your attention remains anchored even when external conditions fluctuate. You are not pulled into urgency or distraction. You remain present with what is required and disengaged from what is not. This selective engagement preserves alignment and prevents dispersion. As this final part settles, there is nothing left to define or declare. What needed to integrate has integrated. What needed to stabilize has stabilized. You are no longer adjusting to your assignment. You are living within it. There is nothing here to rush and nothing to resist. Movement continues at a pace that matches capacity. What unfolds next will do so guided by clarity rather than expectation. And from this place of quiet embodiment, the chosen one continues forward, steady, self-led, and grounded, aware that your divine assignment does not ask for urgency or display, but for presence, integrity, and sustained alignment that carries forward naturally, without effort and without interruption. As this final layer completes its settling, the chosen one may begin to sense that the idea of an assignment has dissolved into lived reality. It no longer feels separate from who you are or what you do. There is no mental distinction between purpose and presence. Purpose has become embedded in rhythm, choice, and awareness. This is not something you think about. It is something you express naturally through how you engage with each moment. In this stage, your sense of direction feels stable without being rigid. You are not locked into a fixed outcome or identity. You are oriented. Orientation allows you to adjust without losing coherence. When circumstances shift, you adapt without abandoning alignment. The chosen one understands that flexibility supported by clarity is one of the strongest expressions of purpose. You may notice that your inner dialogue remains quiet and supportive. There is no pressure to evaluate yourself constantly or measure your impact. You trust that what matters is being carried forward through consistency. This trust reduces mental noise and preserves focus. When the mind is quiet, attention becomes precise. Emotionally, there is ease without detachment. You are engaged but not entangled. You care deeply, but you are not overwhelmed by responsibility. This balance allows you to sustain contribution over time. The chosen one recognizes that sustained contribution requires emotional proportion, not intensity. You may also sense that your boundaries feel settled and natural. You do not enforce them aggressively or explain them defensively. They exist as part of how you move. These boundaries protect energy and ensure that engagement remains aligned. When boundaries are integrated, they require no effort to maintain. There is a deep respect for pacing during this phase. You move neither too quickly nor too slowly. You move accurately. Accuracy ensures that each step builds on the last, without creating instability. The chosen one values accuracy because it supports longevity. You may notice that your actions feel quieter, but more effective. You are not seeking visibility or recognition. You are focused on coherence and follow-through. Follow-through strengthens trust, both in yourself and in those who interact with you. Trust compounds over time. As this part settles, the sense of seeking falls away completely. You are not looking for confirmation, instruction, or validation. What guides you is already present. This presence keeps you steady through uncertainty and responsive through change. There is nothing left to prepare for and nothing left to resolve. Movement continues at a pace that matches capacity. What unfolds next will do so in response to clarity rather than urgency. And from this place of full embodiment, the chosen one continues forward, quietly effective, internally anchored, and fully aligned, aware that your divine assignment is no longer something to understand or fulfill, but something already living through you, shaping how you choose, how you respond, and how you sustain your path with calm assurance and enduring integrity. As this final reflection completes the sequence, the chosen one may begin to recognize that there is nothing left to transition into. What once felt like a calling has become context. It is no longer something you reference or return to for reassurance. It is simply the framework within which you now live. This is not familiarity bred from repetition. It is familiarity born of alignment. In this stage, your awareness feels settled in a way that does not seek improvement or correction. You are not scanning yourself for growth or adjustment. Growth is occurring through continuity, not effort. This allows attention to remain outward-facing and responsive rather than inwardly preoccupied. The chosen one understands that when alignment is stable, self-monitoring becomes unnecessary. You may notice that your sense of meaning no longer depends on milestones or markers. You are not waiting for confirmation that you are on track. Being on track is felt through coherence, ease, and sustained engagement. This internal confirmation removes pressure and allows movement to remain fluid. When movement is fluid, Progress continues without interruption. Emotionally, there is a quiet neutrality that feels supportive rather than empty. You are not detached from experience, but you are no longer pulled by it. Joy, challenge, and routine are met with the same grounded presence. This emotional consistency preserves clarity and protects energy. The chosen one recognizes that neutrality allows discernment to remain active. This balanced emotional state ensures that attention is not scattered, allowing discernment to guide action calmly and consistently.